Greetings nerdy list aficionados and welcome back to Top 10 Nerd. Today it's gonna be a ride because we're looking at superpowers heroes regularly forget they have. Kinda. So these have fallen out of use or were used once and then it was too much, or other writers just saw it and went, you know what? No. Either because it was silly or in some cases character breaking. And sometimes it's the readers who forgot. I'm Sash and these are the top 10 superpowers superheroes forgot they had. Let's get started. Number 10, reach with me. Sue Storm, Judo Master. Sue Storm, aka the Invisible Woman, has had a lot of expansion made to her powers as her character has evolved since her debut in the Fantastic Four #1 back in 1961. From invisibility and mild force fields to the phenomenal level of power she now wields. Her understanding of her powers and the ability to project force fields around others, use them as concussive blasts, cut off the oxygen of others, throw people, cloak people, and just in general be extremely useful, have all made her a force to be reckoned with. Also levitation, moving around like that, flying. But what about when she doesn't have her powers? The thing with a powered hero is there's always that potential depowered arc lurking just around the corner. So thank goodness Sue Storm is a master of judo. Okay, master may be an exaggeration. Okay, it is. But she'd still win because she's Sue Storm. She was trained in judo by her husband, Mr. Fantastic, as well as Iron Fist, The Thing, and the She-Hulk, so lots of training. This obviously Sue forgets about because why would she have to while she has her powers? In other trained in combat news, Spider-Man was trained by Shang-Chi. He taught him Kung Fu to replace his spider sense while it was gone for a bit. His Kung Fu mastery was so intense he could dodge bullets, you know, as you do. He was still a white belt. Number 9. Plastic Man. He has rubber organs. Plastic Man first debuted in Quality Comics back in 1941. He would later be bought as a DC asset after Quality Comics shut down in 1956. Plastic Man is most often used as a comedic hero, thanks to his loud and over-the-top personality power combo. The term plastic being used here is more classic, like plasticine, pliable, etc. Whereas now when you think of plastic, most people think of rigid or banned. Lots of plastic is banned here. He has a huge list of powers and abilities: stretching, morphing, turning into a bouncy ball, density control, regeneration, telepathic immunity, but there are some he forgets. Rubber organs is one. He's pretty much nigh invulnerable, so if he's ever panicking about being crushed or the like, there's no need. Also, there's the fact that he can detect ultrasonic frequencies. It's not played with as much as it ultimately could be. When something of that effect is happening, his body will start to ripple. He's like a canary in a coal mine. He can be their warning system. For those not familiar with that expression, if you were in a mine, miners used to bring down canaries. If the bird dies, there's gas in the mine and you need to get out. Rippling is much less traumatizing. Number 8. Spider-Woman's pheromones. We're talking about Jessica Drew specifically here. She debuted in Marvel Spotlight number 32 back in 1977, and for a time everything about her was in flux because of her rushed creation. Still, as her powers evolved, one that was there and still is, was that she emitted pheromones. At first, they were purely negative and made people dislike her. She was emitting a repellent that made others feel like she was abrasive essentially. However, over time this expanded into positive pheromones that could be used to attract people. First men, and then just people. Here's the thing. Pheromone powers are creepy. Well, let's just say it takes a lot of skill to write them and not end up in a Star Fox situation. So these days writers tend to focus on other things. And what with her being a mom and all, well, still Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew has a lot going on, so it's easy to leave the pheromones to the wayside. Or maybe they're back and this is all just me having wishful thinking. Number 7. The Flash and super thinking. We can really take any Flash for this. It's more a general speedster trait. Now the Flash's tagline is that he's the fastest man alive. The CW won't let you forget it. But when people think of this, they think of, well, his running. But the thing is, the Flash is constantly moving, or rather seeing faster than we are. His base speed is not ours, and that includes his thoughts. You know those panels where the Flash starts talking too fast because he wants to convey an idea and then he has to slow down so people can understand him? That's going on with his thoughts too. The only thing is the Flash isn't a genius, but he's no slouch either. He's not dumb, he's friendly, there's a difference. Still, there are 2 layers to this forgetting. One, writers don't want to employ it because it's a constant, so why keep referencing it? Also, it's not very visually stimulating. And also to the Flash, this existence is normal for him. So of course it's something he would forget because for him, it's normal. He's thinking at a regular speed for him. Number 6. Spider-Man and organic webbing. So yes, Peter did have organic webs for a brief moment, like his Raimiverse counterpart. And for that, we have to thank J.M. Straczynski, who many Spider-Man fans will know for his work on the much-hated One More Day storyline, or the Demon Divorce storyline as I like to call it. This particular storyline that gave him these webs was called The Other, and in it, Cliff Notes version, Peter's powers were suddenly on the fritz, and it was because he was dying. But when he finally did, after intense battle with Morlun, he was met in the afterlife by a spider god, who told him he had never fully embraced his powers, and that he needed to do so in order to reach his full potential. So he accepts the spider, and when he returns to life, he has some new abilities, and one was organic webbing. So people didn't really like this. People don't like it when you mess with an established character's core power base. Also, I realized when I talked about his webbing, I did the thwip, like I can do it. Thwip. So this was quickly done away with, and now Peter has forgotten it for the most part, post One More Day. And so have readers, because well, people don't really bring it up, unless they're a person like me, who will never let anything rest, ever. Number 5. Aquaman can speak any language. Poor Aquaman. He first debuted in More Fun Comics number 73 back in 1941, and while the Super Friends years were not kind to him, people keep making fun of him, that his powers are lame, that he's useless, which I never fully understood. What? Because they're on land? He rules the sea, that's most of the earth. He can call for reinforcements from anywhere. I guess except for the desert, but come on. Also, DC keeps flip-flopping on him talking to fish. Sometimes it's just fully embraced, and other times it's no, I give them a telepathic push using my telepathic abilities that are so much cooler than just talking to fish. You know my stance, embrace all the silly. Still, what isn't silly is that Aquaman can speak any language on Earth. He's an omniglot. That's incredibly useful, the situations he could help diffuse. I don't know, just the whole he's useless joke got out of hand, and DC always responds by trying to make him so hardcore. Remember when they cut his hand off and he had a huge beard? 'Cause I do. Number 4. Magneto and invisibility. Now you may be going, this is a heroes list, and yes, I'm skirting the edges a little here, playing fast and loose with the rules, but depending upon what era we're in, Magneto can be good. He's even run Xavier's school, so this isn't coming out of left field. I haven't read House of X yet, so I can't comment on that version, but I've heard the first issue is amazing. Also, Xavier's mind is in Phantom X's body now? Yeah. Anyway, Magneto is known to most since his debut in the X-Men #1 back in 1963 as having magnetic powers. He's the master of magnetism. So he can manipulate magnetism, which means he can also deal in electromagnetic radiation, or light, meaning that with some tweaks he could render himself invisible. Magneto is one of those characters where the scope of his abilities is often shifting, so sometimes he has near godlike abilities, and other times he'll be struggling to do something basic. I don't know, I think this one is fine forgotten. He can already do so much, and also maybe he didn't forget. He just wants to be seen. I mean, all of you know that Magnus loves his theatrics. Number 3. Daredevil can feel colors. So the Daredevil is blind. We all know this, it's an essential part of his origin story, but he has other senses. And one of those, for a time, was the quite humorous one that he could feel color, because different colors had different feels. This has been around since his origin, and for me I like to think it's the reason his first costume was such a hot mess, the yellow and the red. But he's also used it since, for example to tell what hair color someone had so he could dye his the exact same shade for undercover work. Look, there's suspending disbelief and then there's this. They don't use this anymore too much, it's just not necessary. Number 2. Wonder Woman can talk to animals. Yes, she can. I mean, Wonder Woman is a goddess. What goddess can't? For those who watched the 70s Linda Carter Wonder Woman show, they'll remember this, but it is also actually a prominent comic ability. So she doesn't forget that she can do this. This is more a question of other people aren't aware she can do this, and some don't like it because they feel it makes her too princess-like. This ability is useful though. Sometimes the only witnesses to an event are animals, and if you have people who can find out what happened right away, so many situations solved. It's just, well, it plays out rather sillily, and it can kinda alter the mood. There's been an emphasis on her warrior attributes sometimes, and that just kind of shatters the illusion. Number 1. Reed Richards. Yes, Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, Mr. He knows what he did. Well, Reed Richards can shapeshift. First debuting in the Fantastic Four #1 back in 1961, Reed Richards was bombarded by cosmic rays, and it was entirely his fault. Anyways, he developed the ability to stretch to great lengths, and actually, at this point, can alter his appearance. both his face and his whole body, so he can look like anyone or anything. The thing with this is, well, the team doesn't branch off on their own too much. Sue's solo comic in 2019 is her first solo series ever, and so some of their abilities don't always get the chance to shine. And while Reed is often too busy or just thinking of really complex solutions to deal with this ability, and it's not normally where the stories that he's in are going. I think sometimes the writers forget he can do it too. I never have though. Constant vigilance. Still, it makes sense. I mean, it's just stretching and molding, and I believe he would want to master his abilities like this, so he totally practices. Who do you think he practices turning into? I 100% think Doom. I mean, Doom has a Reed Richards doll. It's more like a chess piece, but in my head I like to think it's a stress doll, and he really goes and pops the head off it like he did in that What If story, What If the Fantastic Four had different powers? So good, one of my favorite panels. So those were 10 superheroes with powers they forgot, or we forgot, or the writers forgot. Somewhere someone forgot. I'm Sasha, and thanks so much for watching Top 10 Nerd. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more nerdy videos, and we'll see you again here soon. Bye bye!